Hey guys, how are ya? Today I want to show you how I draw Wolverine. We're going to go from sketch to a grayscale, and then we're going to finish it off and add some colour to make a nice little portrait picture of Wolverine. So basically I'm starting out here just with the thick chalk brush. I like to use that most of the time when I'm either sketching or rendering out. And then I use a few other texture brushes a little bit later in certain spots. But for now, I'm just trying to get some line work down. I generally do this with most of my pieces that I'm going to draw purely from scratch without any photo bashing in it. So I'll do a nice rough sort of line drawing first, and then add the grayscale underneath, and then add a bit of colour. So I'll try to, because the video go for 7-8 minutes or whatever it is, so I'll try to jump in and out with the commentary on sort of little tricks and stuff that I know that might help you guys. But yeah, we'll just keep going. So you can see here I've started to fill certain sections with different values. So obviously that lighter grey is going to be the yellow eventually. The sort of wings of it, or his ears or whatever, they point up, they're going to be obviously that darker black colour. If you know the Wolverine character, you know the colour of his sort of classic suit, the yellow and black, which is one of my favourites. So once I've done that, I basically get the soft round brush and do some airbrushing in there where some of the shadows are going to sit, and then I swap back to the chalk brush, which is a more sort of squarish brush, which I just have got used to, and that's what I like. And I start doing some rendering, so you can sort of see a little bit of texture in the forehead and stuff. Just then I used the liquify tool. It doesn't record for some reason when the liquify tool pops up. But that's basically me. You can sort of nudge certain areas of the face and things like that to get them in more proportionally correct. I'll do that every now and then, and also flip him horizontally just to see where your mistakes are, because your eyes get used to the drawing pretty easily once you could be drawing for an hour or two or whatever it is. Your eyes basically get used to it, and I don't know what it's called scientifically, but it's like you kind of get like dyslexic to proportions and things like that when you're just sitting there rendering, you know what I mean, for a couple of hours. So it's always a good idea to flip your canvas horizontally, which is quite easy in Photoshop. It's just 2 clicks of a button and you can flip it, and then you can do changes, and you can always just flip it back straight away. So yeah, at the moment it's just sort of getting some more rendering in, making see his face is a little bit more chunky now, a little bit of 3D shapes, and then adding some highlights on like the traps on his neck. So I imagine there's a light source that's hitting from the front, sort of a little bit above his head, so his forehead's going to be probably the brightest, and then his nose, and then down to little bits on his chin, his cheeks, and his shoulders and the top of his chest will sort of be the light areas, and then the rest will be a little bit darker. Just then I selected certain areas, and I use a different layer and set it to colour, and just fill it in with the yellow, and then fill the mask in with like a sort of greyish brown colour, and the skin with just a standard skin tone. So that's how you go from grey to colour. You literally just select your areas you want, and then just fill them with whichever colours you like on a colour mode, or you can use overlay as well, but that'll give you a slightly different outcome. So it's just up to you. Bit of experimenting when you come to that part. So at the moment, it's just I'm just adding a little bit of details in there around the nose, the eye, the forehead, and stuff like that. So I'll let this go for a little bit, and then I'll come back in.
Yeah, I know you don't wanna with me at all. I know. Yeah, I know you don't wanna with me at all. I know. Yeah, I know you don't wanna with me. I can see by the way you looking at me. I know you don't wanna with me, boy. They say I'm the GOAT, bitch, I just might be. Mixed the all white with my Presto's Nike. Hypebeast looking at me could be blinding. like me or not, I'll be pumping your wifey. Feel like the hip hop Pac-Man. Everybody else is a ghost. Only time they put pen to paper is when they sold their soul. Other than that, adios. Came a long way from not in the basement. Blazing up ride, I'm as high as a spaceship. Mind on a race with, plotted on life and I'm famous. I did not fuck with no basic. Face it, ain't for the top and don't plan on stopping. Even when I know that I made it. Double the ball when I raise it. I got the key and not even your God knows where I place it. Counting hundreds when I hit him with a double time. Dropping behind the winner, you be thinking that it's summertime. Got you bitches sweating even when I fuck a resting. I'ma give you all the lesson how to really rhyme. They had me get the butter, motherfucker, I rose. I don't wanna become motherfuckers like those. Damn, you so humble, motherfucker, let it go. Damn, you the realest motherfucker I know. Yeah, I know you don't want it with me at all. Yeah, I know you don't want it with me at all. Yeah, I know you don't want it with me. I can see by the way you looking at me, I know. I know you don't want it with me, boy, I know. Nah, you don't know me. Yeah, everything I did, bet you on me. Yeah, I won't trust the world.
So it's getting a little bit closer now to the finish. I'm just, that could have been a good 20 minutes to half an hour of rendering sped up. I think I got the video at about, 9 or 10 times the speed of normal. So yeah, well, once you've sort of got all your main shadows and lighting down, and you know where they sit, you can basically just start going in and doing all the tiny little details that, might bring out a little bit more realism, a bit more character in new drawings, which is kind of cool. Like even those little bits from his chest up to his traps, those little bits are just sort of showing how, how tight the suit is and how muscular he would be. In real life, there's probably not going to be wrinkles in where your nose and your eyebrows are if you're wearing a helmet. But because he's a comic book character, we can sort of get away with stuff like that, and it makes him look, a bit more angry and aggressive, like Wolverine's character is. One thing I love to do is what I'm doing at the moment is the room light. So I love it on a really dark background. You can do this like a nice white light or whatever color light you choose, and you just build it up, and you sort of change the thickness in certain areas to make it look a little bit more dynamic. If you have it the same thickness all around, it can look a little cheesy. So I do it in certain areas, not around everywhere. Like I didn't choose to do it on his ears because maybe the light doesn't wrap around to the ears, but I know it'll wrap around on the curvature of his head and on his traps and neck. So I make sure to do it on there. And then do a little bit of light in the background because that might be where the rim light's coming from. Maybe it's further back and below him. And then I sort of just darken certain areas that I want to be less focused, and use maybe color dodge or overlay. I would say like the forehead, a little bit on the face, the traps and stuff like that to make those really stand out. And I think in a little bit I'll use the color dodge on the actual rim light around him as well to make that pop a little bit extra. The good thing about that is when you're drawing on 2D software like Photoshop, and you're using rim light and things like that, it can make your character really pop off the background. Just helps with the 3D look to it. So at the moment I just added some little dust particles in and some smoke in the background just to make it look a little cooler. A little bit of extra rendering around the neck and stuff like that. And then I'll basically just, I've already got a couple of preloaded filters on my computer that I use, cinematic filters. And I'll just go through those and just choose which one I like the look of. So it might just add a little bit of blues to the shadows, or take away some of the darks and things like that. They're quite basic, but I'll just do it at the very end of the drawing and see how they look. So this is a few of the finishing touches now, but that's basically how you go from a sketch to grayscale to colour for a character portrait. So you can give it a go with whatever character you like. And basically what my Wolverine would look like. I didn't draw it from scratch, just so I'll let you know. It was a reference from a 3D model from another artist in the UK. I think his name is Vimal Koketa, so I'll put his link below. You can check him out. He's got some awesome models. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and shoot us any comments and messages for what you want me to start drawing next, or if you need to learn anything extra. Yeah, thanks. Hope you learned something.